Hey y'all, welcome in. Uh, on my way back home, just wanted to do a different scenery for like at least the video itself. I've been wearing this pink Blancpain Swatch collaboration for just literally 2 full days. But it's my first time wearing, in a sense, an official two-piece strap. So yeah. I haven't done a review on the Blancpain Swatch 15 Fathoms watch yet. Last year, was it last year? Yeah, last year I had the Ocean of Storm, which I then sold to someone. That one, I had I bought it with with a NATO strap on it and whatnot. The NATO strap, usually when you buy the watch itself, it comes with a NATO setup, and it's a same material they use for fishing nets, so it's pretty cool. But let me get to my place and continue talking about it. So, yeah, I've been wearing this for the past 2 days, but for a while, since October of last year, so almost at this point a year, I've been wearing the Indian Ocean, watch, but it's a thing where, now I did make a video about the Blue Lagoon, obviously, but never wore and whatnot. But obviously it's the same thing as just wearing this. The only difference is it's a two-piece setup versus this, which is a NATO strap setup, but they're both made from the same material. The real difference is in the thickness of how it looks on your wrists versus something like this, where it does sit like thinner on your wrist, so it's not as bulky over here, while compared to like something like this, as you can see, it's a little bit more bulky just because of the thin layer from the strap. So you get to actually feel the actual sapphire glass underneath where the movement is, but it's pretty cool. I mean, so far wearing the two-piece version, honestly, because there's I guess the biggest difference is in the way you wear the watch and putting it on. I mean, that's really the big difference. So in my life, I've owned 3 Blancpain Swatch watches. Currently, I only have 2. The first one I got, and I think it might have been in some of my videos last year, a handful of them. I had the Ocean of Storm color, which is the all black variant. And for a while, that was the most popular color, just because most people prefer going all black, which isn't wrong, to be honest, and that's usually the go-to color just to get. But recently, as I've been collecting more watches and as I've been working in Swatch for a longer period of time, and this is just usually me, collecting watches and working at Swatch and whatnot, dealing with amazing customers and clients, I realized that, like, especially when you're buying a Swatch watch, firstly, with Swatch watches, they're pretty fun. They're pretty fun, right? Swatch is meant to be colorful, meant to look fun, and meant to look playful. And usually with all these luxury brands, they all somewhat look alike with this, depending on like what design you go for. I mean, some of the divers watches all look similar. Chronograph, same thing. Dress watch, same thing. Field watch, all look the same. You want something different, right? Especially when you're buying a Swatch watch, you want to take the more colorful route. With these ones, these are meant to be the more fun take on a serious watch. I love them just because it's supposed to be premium, but also fun at the same time. Now, one thing I do like about the pink one is that it's a full-on pink. Now, usually with a lot of items that use pink around this price range or below, they're not really that good shade of pink. Usually it's a more dull looking pink, kind of like the Venus, the Mission to Venus watch from the Moon Swatch collection. I'm not a big fan. The way it's implemented onto the Pink Ocean watch is pretty cool, and I really love it. It's similar to my pink moon phase moon swatch that I have, and this is something that I feel like anyone could rock. A guy like me, a kid, an adult, not just males, but also love ladies, mothers, daughters, kids. I feel like this is something that anyone can rock and be more fun. But I also love my Indian Ocean. Now with this, it was between, to be honest, the Pacific Ocean and the Indian Ocean. So recently, Swatch did a thing where, so if you exclude, obviously, the Ocean of Storm, the Blue Lagoon, the new green color, Green Abyss, and all the other Blancpain Swatch clouds, the 50 fathom ones, usually the Indian Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, which is the yellow and black ones, similar setup to this, they all came with this black strap, but with the Pacific Ocean, instead of this orange line that goes through, it's a yellow one, and it's, I think, white lines that go down in the same position where these green lines go. Now, I did like this up and that Pacific Ocean setup a lot more than the color matching ones for me personally, just because the actual proper green and yellow color do pop out a lot more, especially with this one being orange, and you do have the orange second hand on the dial. The reason I didn't go for the Pacific one is just because I do like the green color a little bit more, and plus this was the green popped out, but then it does have another color, it being orange, and it does look good. And the fact that on the strap the orange color pops out a lot more, it's pretty cool. Now they did update the colors on those two, this one and the other one, where it's just the color matching, the straps are color matching to the body, so you guys can look online. But the yellow strap and the green strap don't really look good, and they just recently updated the original collection. So essentially it's taking the same watch and doing a two-piece setup like this, which I wish they came out with. I wish they did this before, but the only problem is, for me personally, is they don't have a version of this watch with the black strap. They only have it in the color matching yellow and green strap. So yeah, I'm still gonna keep this around, but I still do like the NATO setup. The fact that it's a little bit raised, so it protects the glass, so anytime if I drop it, because it is a struggle to put it on. There's times where it would drop. And I've seen customers where they would sort of struggle and they would drop it. But usually when you put it on a NATO strap, it is more secured. With this one, I just love the pink color. But since I already have a NATO style, I wanted to also pick up one that has a two-piece setup. And this is honestly pretty cool. Both of them are using the System 51 automatic movement, which is pretty amazing. So it's using 51 components for the movement and 90 hours for the power reserve, which is amazing. Because of that, obviously, within the Swatch group, you have Tissot, Certina, and Hamilton doing an 80-hour power reserve for their PowerMag 80 movements, which is pretty cool. Which in a way does help and forces a lot of other companies to do better in terms of the power reserve, which is honestly a pretty cool thing, because a lot of brands usually, including Rolex, they will have usually a 40 to 50 hours power reserve, and this forces other brands to do even better. So yeah. Now if you look at it this way, the only downfall of owning, mind you, this is just, by the end of the day, it's a Swatch watch with a Swatch automatic movement. You might be wondering, okay, what's the problem with that? Now, there is an issue with it, and a lot of people did complain, and I think it's annoying. With Swatch watches, when you buy, in general, when you buy a Swatch watch, they're non-serviceable, and on top of that, you can't really take it apart. The only way to take a watch apart is to break it apart. So if you notice, a lot of people that do Moonswatch mods, they literally have to destroy the case in order to get like the actual like dial and the movement and whatnot out of the body, and by that point it's already damaged. With At least with those, it's easier to access the battery casing and put in a new battery. The problem with these is you can't really service the movement. Now, in this case, since they do come with a 2-year warranty, I don't have to worry about it. But also on top of that, I have a lot of other watches, so it is a thing where I do have options. And usually I always recommend people, if they're buying expensive watches, I usually tell them, hey, buy 3 good watches. And when I say expensive, I mean anything from $100 all the way to all the way to $10,000. And I say take your time, right? Because you want to have at least different selections. I already have an amazing selection. I don't need to buy more, to be honest. So if these go out, these go out. But it will take a while for them to go out, right? Cool thing is, unlike all of our other Swatch watches that have 100 feet water resistance, these have 300 feet. So I can go scuba diving, but most of the time, I don't swim a lot, but when I do go to the pool, usually it's less than 100 feet, obviously. But these are cool watches to own. They're not screw-down crowns, but you can use the crown to kind of wind up the automatic movements, which is pretty cool. They're fairly lightweight since they use the bioceramic material. So it's 1/3 biosourced material, so castor oil and recyclable material, and 2/3 ceramic powder, which is pretty amazing. Now with these two, with the Blancpain Swatch, just like the Scoop Aqua collection that I had unboxed a couple months ago, with these have amazing looms, so they do glow in the dark better. Typically with a lot of diver swatch, they do have amazing loom. Now a lot of people are like, I don't need a diver swatch, obviously. I'm not gonna go in that deep, why should I pay extra? Which I understand. But at the same time, I would argue it's the best overall watch. You can wear anywhere, everywhere, and to any situation. On top of that, I think the fact that it has an amazing loom, where usually with a lot of divers, they do need to see the time in like a darker environment. So a lot of times when they go underneath scuba diving underwater, it gets really dark. So being able to see the time is really important. So these have amazing loom. And usually, when you're buying a watch, that's really important. Being able to see the time in the dark. Being able to have that amazing loom is really important. Now, some people are going to be like, these are mostly Happy Meal toys. Here's the thing. Swatch, they always have been in the section of the watch market that most people don't usually go to, which is making it more colorful and fun. I mean, I honestly think, if firstly, for people who are collecting watches, if you don't have like a fun timepiece or something colorful, I mean, I honestly don't think you're a true watch enthusiast or a true watch collector. Now, obviously, in terms of watch collection, there is a preference in brands and whatnot. I understand, but when you're an enthusiast, you should be able to appreciate a lot of watches. And for a brand like Swatch, this is something really cool and really important in the watch industry. This is something which I wish we all went back to. Obviously, back in the 80s, 90s, even in the 2000s, a lot of products used to be fun, cool, and had color. Now, it wasn't until like the 2010s where we lost the color, we lost the art of being fun, wearing something cool. You even look at watches, a lot of people tend to wear bland colors. Now, I mean, you look at what the iMac back in the day with the colorful back, but it being powerful, I mean, it's pretty cool. This and the Moon's Watch are really important. This is something where I would say you should go out and support that. And the reason I say this is because you should be able to have the option of getting something cool, unique, and fun, right? In a sense, there's been a trend recently where a lot of watch makers and watch brands have been doing something similar. I know with Omega, the Seamaster Aquaterra, they do have cool, unique color options. I know Orbis, or I mean not Orbis, Oris, the watch brand, had like a pink watch. I have a couple of cool, colorful watch face. I know, Will Ferrell wore a pink dial to the Barbie premiere. I know there's a Kermit the Frog version. I'm missing Kermit version of the watch. So it's a green face color of the watch, but on the date wheel it does show Kermit, which is pretty cool. And this is something I want to see more watch brands, but especially the fact that you can get an expensive luxury watch brand for, in a sense, dirt cheap is pretty cool. And something like this, or the Moon's Watch, this is something we should support, right? If we do this, then you're going to see a lot of companies do cool collaborations, offer personally fun and colorful takes on their luxury watch brands, but also have a more budget option. Now, I'm not saying that we should replace all expensive watches with cheaper watch brands. This is a separate market, kind of like how the Moon's Watch does not undertake the actual Moon Watch sales. Two different things, but because of that, it allows people to get into the world of watches. Now, with that, either goes two ways. Either people buy the cheaper version, but people, and I know a lot of people are doing this when the Moon's Watch came out. A lot of people did not like the Moon's Watch. What they will do is go ahead and buy the actual Moon Watch. In this case, this allows the brand to actually make sales on their main actual watches, right? Because you will have a lot of collectors that will prefer the real deal over the collaboration, and this is something I would like to see. Right? Especially with a brand like Blancpain, not a lot of people knew it. I didn't know it before I worked at Swatch. After working there, still working there, obviously, and with the collaboration in itself, it brings awareness. I feel like a lot of brands should do it, especially in this day and age where a lot of people are not spending as much money. Understand, and I'm not saying you should spend money like that, but you want to make your brand a little bit more well known, because for my generation, the younger generation, we will be the next generation to buy your expensive watches. And how do you do that? To do something insane like the Moon's Watch and Blancpain collaboration. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, please stay tuned for another video. I will be doing another watch content. So yeah, please stay tuned for more content. Hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, share this video with everyone else, and let me know, do you guys own any Swatch watches? Do any of y'all own the Blancpain Swatch collab or the real deal? Do you guys have any Moon's watches or any Swatch watches? Or any watch that are under the Swatch group, like Omega, Tissot, Hamilton, Longines, or whatnot? Let me know in the comments down below. So yeah, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on my Instagram, which is HeyAtCostume. You can find that on the about page for my channel. So yeah, thank you so much. Stay tuned for more contents.